Now I know what you guys are thinking. What in the fucking world is that? So welcome back everyone to Finding Forex, helping you guys find your way around the currency exchange market. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the one trade that allowed me to complete the FTMO challenge. That 10k challenge, 10% of my account completed in one trade without using terrible risk management. So I'm going to be explaining how I did that. I'm going to be going over the trade, why I decided to take it, all within this video. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. But before we get into all of that and breaking down the trade and why I entered, if you guys are new, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I've got so much great content coming over the next few weeks. My next video is going to be the perfect beginner strategy for anyone that's looking to trade Forex, or if anyone's struggling to find profitability and consistency. This is the perfect video for you, and it'll be next week on this channel, so make sure you're subscribing for all of that. But just briefly, I want to quickly explain what the FTMO challenge is for those that do not know. So the FTMO challenge is a funding firm where you pay £100 all the way up to £500 for a challenge. Within this challenge, you cannot lose more than 5% in any given day, and throughout the whole 30 days of the duration of the challenge, you can't lose more than 10% of the account. Now, what's so good about this is it's great for people who can't fund large capitals. So if you pay 130 odd pounds, then you can get traded with £10,000. Likewise, if you decide to go for the £500 account, you can trade with £70,000. So it's a great way of traders who can't fund large capitals to trade on those big capitals. And in this case, I decided to go for the 10k challenge, start off small and then work my way up is my logic. So I started off on the 10k account, and then I'm going to jump right over to the 70k account straight after. But I'm going to now be breaking down this one trade that allowed me to complete the FTMO challenge. Like I said just a second ago, if you are new and you haven't subscribed, then make sure you're doing that because there's so much great content coming to this channel. And I'm also doing a giveaway of £100 once we hit 1,000 subscribers, which, believe me, will not take long at all. So make sure you're subscribing for all of that. So this is my current account balance for my FTMO challenge. As you can see up in here, £11,292 up. If I just show you a second, FTMO challenge, and this is actually my trading week as of last week. As you can see, a nice £1,292 profit. I was actually up 15% last week, but I had a couple of unfortunate buys and sells on Euro USD, which I'll go over in just one second. Up here in the gold, we lost 3% across two trades on gold, and then within one trade later, we gained our loss back and 1%. So overall, we gained 4%, which is really nice. So we covered our losses and gained 1%, which I really can't complain about. So then we've got GBP NZD and GBP AUD buys. Now there's a very good tip that I'm about to give you guys. These two correlate quite often. So if one's moving up, the other's moving up. So you can use these two pairs as confluences. If you're about to buy GBP NZD, then have a look on GBP AUD and see if it's doing similar sort of things. And if it's not, maybe consider not taking this trade or looking for other confluences to help you take that trade for a higher probability profit. So with this one, I took this, I think, around 4 or 5 p.m. Now, it just ended up consolidating. And good thing I actually closed out early in slight profits, because it would have wicked me out before shooting in the direction that I predicted. So I closed that one out because it was just consolidating, not much was really happening. GBP AUD, beautiful trade, got in, very little drawdown, and then price just shot in my direction. That was a nice almost 3% gain. Euro USD, I shut this one out early once again because it was just consolidating, and some people might hold the trade. Some people might say if it's consolidating, hold the trade. That's why you've got to stop loss and take profit. Personally, if I can guarantee myself some profits there and then, and I don't have to take the risk of trying to make it a gamble, then that's what I'm going to do. And that's just personally my preference. If it's consolidating, you can get weird liquidity spikes, you can get weird manipulations. So I just like to stay out of consolidating markets. And then we've got a nice buy, 1% on gold. I really loved trading gold last week. It was actually a really nice pen. I want to get onto these Euro USD buys and sells. With this Euro USD, this was the next day for a sell. And as you can see here, I got in right around, I can tell you exactly where I got around because I can remember getting manipulated out of my trade. So I got in right on this doji right there, as you can see where my little cursor's hovering. I got in right there. My stop loss was just above the wick, so it was just about there. Got wicked out by literally a couple of pips, and then it fell down in the direction that I predicted. So the moral of the story is just widen your stop losses. I've learned a lesson from this, and hopefully you guys can too. So first of all, guys, I do apologize for the audio. It's not great, but it won't be around forever. So hopefully we can figure out a way to sort out this bad microphone audio quality. But this GBP USD trade is the trade that it did, in fact, allow me to complete this challenge within one trade. So I'm going to break it down for you all right now. So as you can see, we're in a really nice upwards channel, ascending channel, upwards channel, whatever you want to call it. Now, I have to admit that when we got to this point here, it formed a doji and then it followed by a bullish candle. So my bias then was potentially to be looking for sells. I also want to mark up the area of rejection that I had here as well, because that is actually a very important spot. So if you go across all the way over here back to January 23rd 2018, we've got a nice double top right here that formed on the daily, which is a real powerful reversal sign, and well, it did reverse and actually fell off the face of the earth apparently. But then just below that, we've also got some nice rejection zones right here, right here, right here, and also right there as well. So we've got a nice few areas of where price has rejected from and where price has got to. So the reason why I had both zones marked up is because the wicks also managed to close here, but the bodies actually closed there. So I just wanted to make sure that I had both areas marked up, so I know when the price gets to here, there will be some form of interaction. So now fast forward to last week, where we actually got a break, and a nice break, of this ascending channel. Now, I was a bit skeptical to trade this because, as you guys know, in Forex, markets do get manipulated so much. So I was very concerned that this was just going to be a spike, and that was to get rid of all of the sellers that were up there that got in early, to spike something like this. So it has spiked up, spiked down back into the zone, and then possibly even spiked up, clearing out so much liquidity. You would have had all the clear out of the people that were selling and had their stop losses up here, and you'd have had the clear out for the people that were buying down here, freeing up so much more liquidity for the banks to take control of. Anyway, fast forward, we're going to go down to the H4, which is where I took this trade. Now, last week I did in fact say that I would only normally go for a 30 pip stop loss, but I had to change that because I needed to have my stop loss in a good position, because this was a very good trade. So I lowered my risk overall to have a tighter or wider stop loss. And what made me enter this trade was this pin bar right there. As you can see, we spiked down briefly into that zone, but I wanted to wait for a close above. If I can get a close above the ascending channel here and that area of support and resistance, that was looking very strong for some buys. So when I got this candle closed, I decided to enter onto this trade with a nice long position. Now, my stop loss still was by any means not bad at all. I think it was about there, which is about a 45 pip stop loss, but we also had a 200 pip take profit, which is just absolute insanity. We ended up for a 1-to-5 risk to reward with this trade. So this trade actually worked out perfectly. I think I closed the position out for like £985, which is absolutely ridiculous. We had only a 45 pip stop loss and a take profit target of 221 pips, which is just insanity. Going forward, I think that my bias for GBP USD would actually be for sales. If we go on to the daily, We've got a huge pin bar. We've got so much followed rejection by it. And we've broken back into that ascending channel. So I would be looking for something like this. Maybe a retest of this horizontal zone. Maybe a push above it. Maybe a retest of that trend line. And then a push towards the downside. That is probably my predictions for GBP USD. So that is the one trade that I took to complete the FTMO challenge. Now, it's not actually quite complete yet because you have to trade for a minimum of 10 days, and as of recording this video, I've only done it for 9. So I have to place this trade Monday morning. I'm not going to be putting a 0.01 lot and then closing the trade because that's not how I want to do it. I want to do it properly. So I'll be taking a trade based on what I think will be the most profitable for me. So I hope that gives you a bit of an insight. And then once I've completed the challenge, if you do not know, you have to then go through a verification phase. So with the FTMO challenge, you pay the £100 or the 200 or the 300. You do the challenge, which lasts 30 days. And then you have to do a verification, which lasts for 60 days, but can be done in 10 and has half the profit target. So with the main challenge, you have to get 10% and earn a 10% profit within 30 days. This time, you'd only have to earn 5% in 60 days, which is crazy. I don't know why it's not the other way around, but that's how it is. But you can also complete the challenge within 10 days as well. So the whole challenge can be completed realistically in 20 days. And that's what I'm aiming for. I've done the first bit in 10 days. I have to get half the profit target. So hopefully we can do that in another 10 days. But I'll be keeping you all up to date on the FTMO challenge. If you are new, make sure you subscribe into the channel. Another video coming next week on the perfect beginner strategy. And it's also the perfect strategy to help you guys who are struggling to find consistency be consistent. So make sure you subscribe for all of that. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like on the video and let me know your thoughts and theories down in the comment section below. This is Lukey. Have a fantastic day. I'm signing out. Peace.